Good afternoon, everybody. What's going on, Facebook world? If you're in the DC area, be safe out there on that commute home in a few minutes. It's rainy and slushy and kind of gross and cold out there. Take your time. It's better to come home to your loved ones safe and alive than it is to get home quickly, that's for sure. So, anyway, I want to talk to you about what I learned on Saturday volunteering at a homeless shelter and what it taught me about love and relationships. So, well, here's the story, right? And it reminds me of the work I do with my clients. And essentially, I was at this homeless shelter in DC, DC Central Kitchen. It's actually a large kitchen that produces a lot of food for I think up to 3,500 people a day, right under the largest homeless shelter in the city. And I was volunteering with a great group of people, had a really fun time, was connecting. I actually got to zone out for like 2 hours washing dishes. It was great. It was a powerful meditation. More on that later. But we were taking a break. One time I said, take a break, we're getting close to the end here. Why don't we take a break and see what's needed next? And there was this guy who was actually running everything for us. It was Chef Deontay. And he was out there and he was talking to us and we were talking about, man, you create such delicious food. Like everything we were making was really simple, but it's really delicious. And so he was giving us this little lecture about how at the end of the day, most things that really taste amazing, most things that are great, most things that are very nourishing to people when it comes to food have less ingredients than you think. The process is simpler than you think. And he started talking about like, look, I grew up cooking for all my brothers and sisters. I grew up cooking and I knew what needed to happen. And so it's natural for me. I love doing this. And so he said this really powerful thing. He said, it always blows my mind that people can't make really simple things today. They can't make really simple recipes. So one thing he said was, I can't believe that people have a hard time making gravy. It's like, how can you have a hard time making gravy? I said, dude, Deontay, I've made gravy before. It's actually not that easy. Sure, it's just a few ingredients, right? It's just a few ingredients. You essentially need your flour and you need your fat and maybe some sort of juice of some sort, like chicken juice or whatever's going on, beef juice. But it's not that easy. You need to sit there. It needs to be at the right temperature. You need the right kind of pan or pot. You need to actually stir it just right at the right time. It takes a while. You have to pay close attention to the color. Otherwise, it'll burn really quickly or it'll be underdone and won't have much flavor. And looked me dead in the eye and he said, look, there's all these recipes out in the world and people, they want to learn to be a top chef by going on the internet, by watching cooking shows. And he said, what you need to know, man, is that every recipe is missing two ingredients, and they're the most important ingredients. And I'm like on the edge of my seat. I'm like, what is he going to talk about? Like salt, cinnamon, cayenne pepper? No, patience and love. He said, look, you can make food for people, but if you don't have patience and love, it's going to feel like a hard process, and you're often going to make a mistake, and you're going to blame the recipe, or you're going to blame the chef's recipe or someone else who wasn't good enough sous chef. But it's up to you to have patience and love. Like, blew my mind, right? Because it related to me instantly with the work that I do with my clients. Men were always looking for the right answers. Hey, Melanie, what's going on? I'm actually talking about what I learned from Chef Deontay at DC Central Kitchen on Saturday. So men were always looking for the answers, especially when it comes to relationships, when it comes to dating, when it comes to arguments, when it comes to sex. We're always looking for the answers. We want to know what's step one, what's step two, what's step three. And at the end of the day, I actually have processes that helps men through a lot of communication challenges with women, with the loves of their life. But at the end of the day, no matter what, if you're just looking to apply simple steps to get to the answer, to get to the finish line, to get to the end result of what you say you want with your partner, you're gonna fail. You might have followed all the steps I've taught you. You might have followed all the steps that you've read in a book somewhere from a great, great mind in the world of relationship or communication. And this applies to business too. But at the end of the day, when it comes to creating something you want in your life, if you're not adding this ingredients of patience, which is so hard for us in this fast-paced world, this results-oriented world, to be patient is literally a virtue. It's not just a saying. And if you're not coming from love, which to me means trust, relaxation, faith, it means orienting towards possibility and creation rather than orienting towards fear and loss and scarcity, then you're not going to get what you want. You're not going to create the delicious dish, the great recipe of the life that you want. So this is how it applies to anything in your life when it comes to connecting with another human being, when it comes to especially a love relationship. So just for today, when you're communicating with your lover, your partner, your date, even an ex, right? Because I have a lot of clients where they still have to deal with their ex-wife. They are co-parenting, right? Or they're going through a separation, figuring out what do they want for the future. I want you to add more than a pinch of patience and love. Now, that's a lot to ask for. I know that's hard. That's a challenge for most people, but that's the missing ingredient. In fact, when you have those at the forefront, you actually really don't need the rest of the recipe. If you can come from patience and love, if you can own your emotions, if you can speak directly, if you can make requests, if you can ask for what you want, you can do it all from a place of knowing that you're going to create more connection through challenge, through conflict, through difficult conversation than you would have if you were looking for a quick result and if you're coming from scarcity or fear. You're going to get what you want. That's what I got for you today. I hope this is helpful. Drop a comment or emoji or share this if this is something you dig, if you like the message. I'm out for now. Peace.